Welcome, guys, to the first official Google Plus Hangout from Become a Blogger. And I'm excited to get this going. We had a few technical difficulties in the beginning, but we are ready to get started. And this is kind of going to be an informal chat where we're going to be talking about Google Plus, answering your questions about Google Plus. We have a number of people in here that are familiar with it and that are learning it. So it's going to be an interesting time that we're going to have. And also any questions that you may have related to blogging. So I guess we can start with introductions of the people that we do have in here. Let's start over there with Chris. Chris, who are you?
Hey, I'm Chris Deals. I've been blogging and having an online business for many years. Met Leslie a couple years ago, and me and him actually did some stuff together. He's actually the first online friend I ever met.
Aww.
Oh, I know, so sweet. And quick story, I met him, and like 2 weeks later, I invited him to my house. And my wife at the time thought I was the craziest person in the world to invite a stranger. But I told her, no, he's a Christian. So that made it better. So that won her over right there. You know.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so yeah, Chris is one of the first people that I met myself online, and we've been doing a lot of online stuff, business and otherwise, since we got started. So I'm glad to have him on here. He's from dayjobknockout.com. Let's move then next to David. David, how you doing?
I am doing great, thank you.
And who are you?
I am the CEO of a company called Hubsy, and we are just a social media blog. And I met Leslie at Blog World in New York City, and then have been doing little projects here and there, and am handling the chats on the website tonight.
All right, well, it's good to have you here. I know you're from Hubsy, but you're also from Fan Page Generator?
Fan Page Engine, yeah, we have the Fan Page Engine.
Yes, indeed, for Facebook. Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. Then we have Robert.
Hey everyone, I'm Robert Harper. With roamingstartup.com, we're an interview show that talks to folks that are using crowdfunding to launch their passions and their dreams. I met Leslie by online. I'm one of his students. He's my mentor, and I'm real pleased to be here. Great to support Leslie in any way. A great person, and I look forward to this conversation.
Well, thank you very much, Robert. It's good to have you here. I know you guys are some of the ones that I had on before, trying to get this whole Google Plus Hangout thing going and figure out what in the world is happening. But we have a number of other people here, so if you want to introduce yourself, you can do that. If not, that's okay. We'll just move on. But Court.
Sure. So, yeah, I'm Court Tuttle. I've been doing blogging and SEO stuff for 8 years now, so long time. And I just met, I haven't met Leslie, but I just became familiar with who Leslie is a few months ago, and I took the Become a Blogger course and liked it. You know, I'm just down for learning, and I love learning new things and improving and meeting cool people, and so yeah.
Awesome. Well, good to have you here, Court, and good to meet you officially. We also have Lynn. Lynn, who are you?
I'm Lynn Tuckwell. I'm in Canada. I just started a blog because of Leslie, Camera Photo Art, and Leslie's taught me everything I know about blogging, which is growing exponentially.
That is awesome. Hey, this isn't a Leslie advertisement section. So you guys don't have to talk. You don't have to talk about me at all. Just talk about yourselves. Mohammed. You know, I'm glad that Lynn mentioned where she's from, so maybe you guys can also mention where you're from. That's also interesting. Mohammed, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Thank you so much. My name is Mohammed Mahdi, and I am in Atlanta. I am CEO of the Global Alliance Project, and the Global Alliance Project is an international project that builds income, passive residual income for people using blogging as the medium.
Okay.
So I'll just leave it at that, and I'm excited to be here. This is an excellent platform. Google Plus has so much going on for anyone who is desirous of building their personal brand their professional brand online and giving maximum exposure to whatever projects they're promoting.
Awesome, awesome. Well, it's good to meet you, Mohammed. We're going to move on to Rita.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rita Sheehan, and I live in Crown Point, Indiana. I have a website, easypapercrafts.com, and I'm primarily an art person. I have a graphic design background, and I've sort of been self-taught with web design, and that's kind of difficult for me. And what I like to do is build traffic on my website, and so I'm trying to learn Google+. I don't understand it on any dimension. You know, I sort of understand Facebook. I understand Twitter, don't like it. So I'm hoping that maybe with Google+, it'll be a little bit better where I can drive more traffic to my site. That's my goal.
Awesome. And then we have, well, good to meet you. And you're in Indiana, so you're right next door to me.
And you know what? I'm actually from Goshen.
Oh, you're kidding.
Wait, you're in Goshen, David?
No, that's where I'm from. I was born and raised in Goshen, Indiana, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Where are you now?
I'm in Tallahassee, Florida now, yeah.
Yep, I thought so. Awesome. Well, I guess you had to leave the cold to get into the warmth of Florida.
But I miss it. I miss the snow. I really do. I'm trying to talk my wife into going up there for the winter.
You'll miss it for 20... Oh, excuse me. You'll miss it for 24 hours, and then you'll be glad to go back to Florida.
Yeah, I'm from Kansas City, and everybody in Florida misses the snow. But not enough to move back.
Awesome. And then we have Sam. Sam, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm sitting in my recreation vehicle in the high desert of Southern California.
Wow.
And my purpose in joining this is my last blogging I ever did was in 2005 about a family vacation, but I'm taking my Christian evangelism very seriously and would like to get more people to view and use the videos that I already have on YouTube and those that I want to do in the future.
Awesome. Very interesting. I like the sound of that. And we have one more person, Tommy. Tommy, how you doing, sir?
Great. How are you guys doing?
Doing very well. You are who, and all of that good stuff.
Right. My name is Tona Ben, but I go by Tommy. Originally, I was born in Tanzania, that's Africa, and I came to the States in high school, and Mr. Samuel was my biology teacher. Yeah. Though I ended up dropping the class.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, then I'm currently at Notre Dame, but I'm taking a break off, and I'm taking a year off. I'm majoring in economics and finance. Then after school, I met Mr. Samuels online, and we just started talking, commenting on one thing after the other. And I'm interested in Google Plus more because I'm starting a couple companies and getting people together. And Google Plus just looks more professional than I'd say Facebook, with the programs like Google Hangout and whatnot. So yeah, and I'm pretty much the youngest here, so I have a lot to learn from all of you.
Why would you assume that, man? I'm only like 19.
Yeah,
right. Tommy, you just don't understand working online, what it will do to you.
Yeah, I'm 17, so.
You win.
Right.
All right. Well, it's great to have all of you on here, and we're going to talk a little bit. We're going to discuss a little bit about Google Plus, because I am actually quite excited about Google Plus. As most of you probably know, I'm into blogging and marketing and all that kind of stuff, and building a resource online, building content, creating content that can inspire others to change the world, all that fun stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of explore this Google Plus thing together and see what we can learn, see what we can glean from it, because I think it's a fascinating relatively new social network. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start by sharing my screen with you guys. First of all, the fact that we can be all on this Hangout, 10 of us, and when I'm talking, you see me. When David is talking, you see him, and so on. When Court is talking, you see him. To me, that's just amazing to be able to have these types of things. So that's number one. But I want to share my screen with you and just kind of walk through some of the things that I really love about Google+. And what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to mute you guys for a little while. Let me come in here. And David, did you have any control of the audio and anything like that?
Nope. I don't have any control of anything.
Hey, Leslie, let me suggest something. For everyone that's on the panel, one of the cool factors, functions of Google Plus Hangouts is that if you guys go up to the top upper right-hand corner, you'll see an icon that looks like a microphone. If you guys will just click that microphone icon, that will mute you all out so that we'll have crystal clear audio for whoever the speaker is. Now, if you want to speak, of course, you unmute yourself and come on. But since Leslie has something he wants to share, you guys go ahead and go up to the microphone icon, click that, and that'll give us crystal clear audio.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that, and that is something that I knew, but for some reason I didn't think about that now. So yeah, if you're not talking, you can mute yourself. If you have something to interject or you have a question that you would like to ask, anything of that sort, then just go and unmute yourself so that you can ask that question or give that comment. Because this is not a Leslie show. This is a, hey, how can we all learn together type of a situation. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys in 1 second, and share selected screen. So you should be able to see my screen right now. If for some reason you cannot see my screen, then unmute yourself and then let me know.
We all see it, I think.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm going to go to the home page of Google+. And the first thing I want to talk about is Circle. Well, I don't need to talk much about Hangouts because that's what we're doing right now. So you can see all of the cool functionality with that. And you can see that you can see my screen, and I can share all these different things with you. I want to talk a little bit about circles because this is something to me that is so revolutionary when it comes to social networks. I have a Facebook account, and I enjoy Facebook. That is the network that I've been the most active on. I have a lot of friends on Facebook, and what that does is it creates a significant amount of noise. Because if I go to my Facebook news feeds, and maybe I should do that right now. I'm going to go to facebook.com. And I am seeing a whole bunch of stuff. I see New Media Expo information. I see trending articles that that are happening. I see a bunch of, actually, I have an ad blocker on right now, so it's blocking a lot of the ads. Let's see. No, let's pause ad block. Okay, so that you can see everything that's happening here. I can see all of my friends that are posting things. I can see all these ads over here, and there's just a lot of noise. Now, Facebook is great for connecting with people because everyone is on Facebook. All right. However, when I come to my social network, I'm involved with friends. I'm involved with families. I'm family members. I'm involved with people that are into marketing and people that are into blogging. And if you know anything about people that are into marketing, one of the things that come along with that is a lot of spam. And it can just get very noisy. What I like about Google Plus is the concept of circles. And what you can do with the circles is you can put individuals in different circles and interact with them in those circles. So if you look, if I come over here to circles, you will see that I have circles for friends. I have a circle for friends. I have a circle for bloggers. I have a circle for family members, for networking, for the Become a Blogger community, for people I'm following, for students, for technology, news, and entertainment. And I can create circles of different people from all over the world that are together in a circle around a particular topic or a particular type of relationship. So that when I come to my home page, what I've done is I've set it so that when I come to my home page, all I see are updates from people that I call my friends. Okay, so I see now all this Hangout stuff that I've been doing today. But then I see a number of other people. I see some of my family. You know, these are my nephews. And I can see all of the things that are important to me because these people are people that I consider my friends, my family. However, if I want to see what's going on with the Become a Blogger community, I can come here to the Become a Blogger community circle, and I can see what all of the members are posting, which to me is important because I want to know what the members are posting. If I want to know about what's going on in technology, I can come here to my technology circle where I have things like TechCrunch and Engadget and so on, and I can follow what's happening in technology separate from everything else. Now, here's the thing. If I have a circle for technology, and these people that are in technology are posting a ton, I don't want that to show up on my main page. I want when I come to my home page, all I'm seeing is the ones that I am very interested in finding out about. So what I can do, if I come over here to the right, I can say show nothing. I can select show nothing from technology and my news feed. I can say show some of the posts on my home page feed. I can say show most of the posts. I can slide it over and say show every post, or if it's really important to me and I want to be alerted anytime there's a new post, I can subscribe to notifications so that I get emails whenever there's something new. Now you can think about how this can come in very handy. If you have family members and you want to know exactly what's going on with your family as it's going on, you can have them in your family circle, and then you can slide this all the way to notifications. Or if there's something for your business that you don't want on your home page with your feed, you can bring that all the way down so that it doesn't show any of that, so that when I go to my home page, it's not cluttered. That is something that I love. Now, for example, let's go down to news, because one of the things that I hear a lot of people say is, you know, I like Google Plus in terms of the features, but all of my friends are on Facebook. None of my friends are on Google Plus. And my response to that is, that may be the case. Maybe there's not as many people on Google Plus, but there's so many other things that you can do on Google Plus. So for example, here I have a circle for news, and I have ABC News, Fox News, and CNN, PBS, and all of these different news agencies that are on Google Plus that are posting on there regularly. So if I want to know what's going on in the world, I come here to my Google Plus and I check out what's happening in the news, and I see all of the headlines. I don't need to go somewhere else. I can come right here. If I want to know what's going on in entertainment, so there are a few movies that I watch. I don't watch a lot. A few TV shows. I watch Once Upon a Time. I love that show. I watch Revenge. And you can see in my entertainment circle, I have Revenge, I have Once Upon a Time. Now, 2 days ago, I made the mistake because I saw a lot of people posting on Facebook about this TV show Scandal. So I went on Hulu and I started watching Scandal, and I got sucked in. So let's say I want to keep up to date with what's going on with Scandal. I can come here to Google Plus, the search bar, and I can search for Scandal and see what comes up. And here I see Scandal does have a Google Plus page. So I'm going to go to that page, and I can choose to add Scandal to, you guessed it, my entertainment circle. So now I've added them to my entertainment circle, and when I come to my home page, if I want to know what's going on with Scandal or Once Upon a Time or any of those, I can come to More, click on Entertainment. And you can see how it's a really nice way of organizing your interests. If you're interested, for example, in photography, you can do a search for photography. And you can search for everything regarding photography. You can search for people that are posting about photography, communities about photography, and all of those things. You can add people and pages to your circles for photography, and you can keep track of what's going on in your world of photography. So a lot of bloggers are going to be watching this right now. And if you're a blogger and you're blogging about a particular topic and you want to keep up to date about what's going on in that particular field, this is a great place to be. If you're interested in businesses in a specific niche and you want to keep up to date as to what's going on in that niche, you can come here and do a search and add them to your circles and keep up to date in terms of what's going on. And I think this is a great feature. So that's the first thing that I want to talk about, circles. The next thing I want to talk about, I'm going to go to my Facebook timeline. This is my Facebook timeline. You can see my wife and I and our new son, little Noah, our pride and joy. And I can scroll down here and I can see my timeline. The timeline is beautiful. I love timeline. However, I have a significant problem with the way Facebook is arranged. Let's say a month ago or a year ago, I had a conversation with Chris about a particular topic. Let's say we were talking about the awesomeness of Apple. And I want to go back and find something that he said about Apple so that I can rub it in his face at a later date. How do I do that? Well, I have to come down and I go to approximately the time when I think we had that conversation and you know, go through a whole bunch of posts and see if it's there, and eventually I'll just give up. Now, Google, if you know Google for one thing, you know Google for search. A few weeks ago, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, Ray Ortega, and it was about a webcam, the webcam that I'm using right now, because I know that he bought a webcam that he really loved and he was using it for Hangouts. If I want to find out, if I want to go back to that conversation, what do you think I will do? Well, I will come up here and say Ray Ortega, and I'm going to add webcam because I know we had a discussion about webcam, and I want to remember what the camera is that he recommended. So I'm going to go ahead and search for that. And here we go. I can see all of the conversations that we had. And what here I said, hey, Ray Ortega, you said that you use the Logitech blah, blah, blah for your Hangout. Are you on a Mac? If so, does it work seamlessly with the Mac? And I can see exactly what our discussion was. Why? Because Google is awesome at search. And they've integrated that very well into their social network. If I remember that conversation now from a year ago with Chris about Apple or whatever the case might be, I can just come here and search for Chris Deals Apple, and I can see the conversations that we had. I can see other things related to that particular search. And to me, that is very significant. So the search, that's the second feature that I want to talk about. The third feature that I want to talk about is communities, because this is something that they just launched, and it is something that I have fallen in love with. If you're not a part of the Become a Blogger community and you're interested in being a part of it, you can go to becomeablogger.com/community. That's going to redirect you to the Become a Blogger community page on Google+. And what I love about this is that, okay, I'm going to look right here on the community, and I see that so far, I just launched this yesterday or the day before, and I can see we have 108 members. However, with just 108 members, the interaction that we've been having in this community is absolutely amazing. On the Become a Blogger Facebook page, let's go there really quick. Become a Blogger Facebook page. So far, I have 1,081 people that like the page. However, in the last 2 days, I've had more interaction with members of the Become a Blogger community on Google Plus than I've had over the last few months that I've had the Become a Blogger Facebook page, because the Google Plus communities encourage discussion. What I love about it is kind of like a forum, so I can have different sub-forums here. So I can go to the discussion sub-forums and we can just discuss things. If someone has a question, they can come here to the Help Me Please sub-forum and they can ask their questions, and you can see people are chiming in and giving answers, and it's a beautiful thing. Whereas on a Facebook page, you come there to interact with the person that created the page. Here it's more of a community, and I love that. So if you can come here to communities and you can discover new communities. If you're interested in photography, you can search for photography. I don't know why that's something that's on my mind right now, but anything, you see the Cult of Mac, you can join that group and you can discuss all kinds of topics related to whatever your interest is. So the communities feature, great thing. You can find communities around different topics, and even if your friends aren't on Google+, You can go out there in these communities and meet new people that are interested in the same things that you are passionate about. And then you guys can, interact and share and get to know each other and all of that good stuff. I think it's a beautiful thing. Another few features to just kind of point out, it's kind of neat that you have these menu items here, but if there are certain things that are more important to you, you can, for example, I love my communities, I can click on that and just drag it and put it higher. Pages, I don't care too much about that, so I can bring that down. Hangouts, you know how much I love me some Hangouts, so I can bring that up. And I can rearrange these and add more things. I can add games. If you're into that, you can do so. You can just do a whole bunch of stuff with rearranging these tabs and so on. Now, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but if you're on social media, it probably has, where you type something, you post it, and then you regret that you posted it. So for example, let's be a little facetious here. And I'm going to put, I really dislike Chris Deals. Why am I doing that? I don't know. I'm just going to post that. But now, you know what? I posted that, and I think to myself, man, I feel so bad about what I said about Chris Deals. Chris Deals is probably going to see that in Google+. He's not going to like me. And really and truly, I don't really dislike Chris Deals. I really like Chris Deals. I wish I could go back and change what I said about Chris Deals. And after going through all this discussion in my mind, I'm just going to decide, you know what, let me come here and change that. This is something you can't do in most other places. I'm going to edit this post. And I'm gonna change this to say, I really think that Chris Deals is awesome. And I'm going to save that. So what I said about really disliking Chris Deals, that's no longer applicable. I've edited it, and I've put what I really felt now, and I feel better about myself. I love that.
Quick question, Leslie.
Yes, Chris Deals.
So you can do that even after if someone replies to it already? You can still go back and change it?
Well, let's go and see. Let's test that out right now. I am going to go, where did I talk? Okay, so... Hey, Brian, I see. No, that's you. That's not me. When did I post? Did I not post recently? All this stuff. Oh, let me go to my profile. Okay. So let's look for one that someone responded to. Let's pass all this Hangout stuff. Let's see. Okay, so this one here. Oh, wait, that's the Hangout. Okay. Here we go. Just reminding everyone that we're doing a Hangout to talk about Google+. Edit this post. And yep, I can edit it right here and then click on save. So even if you reply to it, so if I posted, you responded to it, and then I realized, man, I should not have been that mean to Chris Deals. He feels bad. I'm going to go and edit what I said. I can do that. Now, another thing to mention with formatting posts, because this is pretty cool. So I'm going to say we're doing a Google Hangout right now, talking about the amazing Google Plus Hangout, amazing features of Google Plus. This is so much fun. Now, some more things that I can do is I can format some of that text. So I can come here by Google Plus Hangout and put this star around it, and that'll make it bold. If I want to underline amazing features, I'm going to put an underscore here and end it here. If I want to italicize it, no, if I want to strike out, I can put that. This is so much fun. And then I say, better than Facebook. And then I'm going to put these little dashes, and let's see what's going to happen. Here we go. We're doing a Google Plus Hangout. You can see that's bold, talking about the amazing features. The underscore is actually to italicize. I made a mistake there. So you can see now that amazing features is italicized. italicized, and I can say it's better than Facebook, and then I put the strike out by putting the dashes around it. So there's some formatting that you can do to your post, which makes it look a little better. To me, that's pretty awesome. All right, let's see.
Leslie, where did you find those shortcuts?
Those shortcuts, I found them. I saw someone posted about it on Google Plus. And then I did a Google search. If you just do a Google search for formatting Google Plus posts, you'll see a number of articles about that. I'm actually thinking about doing some Google Plus tutorials, and I'll include some of those if I decide to do that. It's not a lot that you can do, but it's a few things to make it stand out a little.
Thank you.
You are very much welcome. All right, photos. Oh, yes, social network. You can't remove photos from social networks because that is just, one of the awesome things about social networks. So I'm going to go to my photos. I'm actually going to go my profile, photos, and I'm just going to look for one of the albums. Let's just choose this album that has pictures of me. Okay, so these are my profile pictures, and I'm going to click on this guy here. All right, you've just uploaded a photo to Google Plus, and you want more because Google Plus can do more. And I love the fact that it can do more. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to click on Edit Photo. And what this does is it opens up a photo editor, a very powerful photo editor. It's kind of like a watered-down version of Photoshop right there as you're in your social network. And there are a number of things that I can do. For example, I can crop the photo. So if I want to just look at my face, I can do that and then click on Save. I'm not going to crop it, so I'm going to cancel that. You can rotate your images, so you can do that if you want to do that. You can adjust the exposure, make it brighter, darker, whatever the case might be. I'm not going to do that. Highlights and shadows and contrast. The fact that I just want to point out the fact that you can do a lot when it comes to editing. If you want, for example, to let's discard those because I didn't make any changes. Let's say you want to add text to it. So let's say I'm going to say I like to smile, as you can see here. And then I can choose one of these fonts. I am going to go with, let's see, something. Let's go with this one. I like to smile. And I'm going to add that. You can see it's here in white. I can change the color. Let's make that a dark blue. Why not? I like to smile. I want it a little bigger. And I can put that here. And there's a lot that you can do with this. I'm not going to save it because I don't want to tell people that I like to smile. I'm just going to disregard that for now. Hey, if I want a beard, why not? I always have a problem growing a beard. When I was in high school, everyone had a beard, and I didn't have a beard. And now I want a beard, so I'm going to give myself a beard. It looks kind of weird, but at least I have a beard.
I have a beard.
Oh, you are so cool. You are so cool. I wish I could say that I had a beard.
I'm trying to grow one.
You're trying to grow one? I shave like once every 2 weeks, and it doesn't make a difference. I don't know why I'm saying that. Vampire eyes? Do I care for vampire eyes? Nah, I don't want vampire eyes. But as you can see, there's a lot that you can do, all right, with editing using that Edit Photos feature. So I'm going to cancel out of that right now. Because I don't want to change this picture. I like it just the way it is. But you can see there's a lot that you can do. Not only that, when you go to upload pictures, so let's say I go to upload a bunch of pictures. I'm not going to do it right now because that's going to take bandwidth and it might slow down the connection. But if I upload a ton of pictures, let's say I upload 100 pictures. Wait, no, maybe I can show an example. Okay, so November 20. Yeah, we went November 23rd. What happened on this day? Oh, this was when we had a party. Yes, this was when we had a party at Chili's where we were announcing whether our child is a boy or a girl. It was a reveal party, right? So I upload all these pictures with all of my friends and all that kind of stuff. Now, if I want to tag people, this is one of the beautiful things that it does. I'll just give it a few seconds just to show it. but I've just uploaded these ton of pictures, and I want to tag the people that are in these pictures. This has a facial recognition system built in, so it's going to take all of the people that have the same face and group them together. So you can see this is my friend Michelle, and I can tag all of the pictures that share in instantly. I don't have to go through each individual pictures. And I can do that with all of my others. Here's Arletta, another friend. You know, all of my friends that were there. It's going to recognize those individuals and ask me, do you want to tag this person in all of these pictures? And you can choose to do so. That makes, I mean, it's just a time-saving feature. By the way, I can hear someone there, a lot of moving around, so make sure that you are muted so that it doesn't disturb the conversation whenever you come back. Ah, there you go. Sounds good. So that's another really cool feature of Google+. Let's see. Anything else there to mention in terms of Google+?
Mr.
Yes.
Samuels?
Yes.
About the pictures, I sort of wanted to add something, and I just realized it after I got my new phone. When you take a let's say you're synced in and you have your Google Plus account and I think the Google Drive is all synced in on your phone. And this is Android, I believe. Let's you take a picture, or you pretty much just take any picture and save it to your phone. For some reason, maybe it's my settings, but it automatically uploads it to my Google Drive on my Google Plus account. So maybe some pictures you just want to take and put them on your phone, and you don't want them to go to your Google Plus account. But then it does that. So I already found out how to turn it off, but I sort of wanted to mention it. Maybe some people are also going through the same thing, or somebody had a question about it, because at first I was wondering why does it keep uploading pictures to my Google Plus account.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, and I'm switching back on the screen because I'm pretty much done with kind of showing what's going on with Google Plus. But here's one of the things that I will say that I am not too fond of when it comes to a lot of social media sites. And even Google Plus does this, and I understand why they do this. What they want is for you to be on there and for you to share as much information as humanly possible. Now, for me personally, I have no problem with sharing a whole bunch of stuff, but you know what? People are private, and they have certain things in their lives that they don't want everyone to know. The good thing about it is they do allow you to control the settings, but you have to sometimes go into the settings to be able to control that. So if you want, when I downloaded my app to my iPhone, it's the same thing. It asks me if I want to enable instant upload. I don't want to enable instant upload. I don't want every single picture that I take to be automatically on my Google Plus profile. No, if I take a picture that's kind of embarrassing, I don't want you to see that. Or if I'm just fooling around at home and just taking some pictures, I don't want that on Google Plus. So I, by default, set everything to not instantly upload, and you want to make sure that you're doing that, to not instantly share, because that, to me, it doesn't make sense to do that. But if it makes sense for you, then you go ahead and do that. So I'm glad you mentioned that. That is something to be aware of. You want to make sure that you have the right settings, because those settings are very important.
I thought, Leslie, you could limit photo sharing to certain circles.
Yes, you can do that also. Oh, that's another great feature to mention. When you upload a picture or you're sharing a photo, whatever the case might be, and I think I'll go back to my screen in a little bit to show some of that circle stuff that I didn't mention before. You can say, I want to upload pictures of my newborn, but I only want my family to see it. I only want my friends to see it. I don't want anyone that follows me just randomly to see my picture of my newborn son. That's your prerogative. So I'm going to go back to screen sharing. And let's do that right now. Whether it comes to pictures or your status updates or whatever the case might be, so if I say, once again, man, we are having a great time on this Hangout. this rocks. Let's say I don't want the public to see that. I just want the people in the Become a Blogger community to see it. Or I'm posting something that's personal. I only want my family to see it. I can say I want my family to see it, or whatever the case might be. And if it's really important and I want everyone to really see this, I can also send an email to the individuals in the Become a Blogger community. So if I'm starting a Hangout and I want everyone in the Become a Blogger community to come, I can also choose to send them an email by checking that and then clicking on share. When you upload pictures, it's the exact same thing. If I go into, so let's go into my photos, my albums. Let's see. So this photo album, I have it limited. Who is it limited to? My wife, Edson Patrice. I can say I want just my friends to see it. I want my family to see it, and then I can save it. That way, if you're not friends or family or anything of that sort, when I post this, you won't see it. So, you know, on Facebook, you post something, and anyone that comes to your profile, they see it. It has, and I'm not saying this to, you know, bash on Facebook. I love Facebook. I spend too much time on Facebook, but I love the ability to control my circles and who I interact with in what way, because to me, that allows me to really be social. You know, I watched a video with the guy that's running Google Plus, pretty much, and there was something that he pointed out that to me was very significant. When you're communicating with people, you communicate with people based on who that person is. Is that person a friend? Is that person a family member? Is that person a stranger? And depending on who that person is, you're going to interact with them in a specific way. Google Plus allows you to do that. Another thing that he mentioned to me that was very interesting, he said, you know, if you're having a conversation with a friend, and let me get back on video. If you're having a conversation with a friend, you're talking about something that's important, that's happening in your life, the last thing you want is for someone to just come in the middle of your conversation and advertise that they're selling a car. You know? And to a certain extent, this is what I'm seeing a lot with Facebook. You know, Facebook is a great place, but Facebook, their business is social, okay? And they need to find ways, and I don't think that they shouldn't be doing this. They need to find ways to monetize social, because social is their business. So you're gonna have ads in your news feeds. Sometimes I come to my news feed, and the entire top part of my news feed is just a bunch of ads. You know, they have to make money somehow. You know, they've gone public with their company, and they need to monetize it. I respect that. They need to do that. Now, Google Plus, how does Google make money? Google makes money, for the most part, from advertisements. And they've monetized search with advertisements and so on, and you know, they have AdSense and all that good stuff. They don't need to directly monetize Google Plus in a way that will take away from the experience of interacting with the people in your circles. And that's one of the things that he mentioned. One of their priorities is making that interaction as close to what it is in real life, as close to how you relate to your family and your friends and what you share with your family and your friends, in a way that's not inhibited by ads. Ads may come along the line later on, and you know, that's fine, but they're trying to do it in a way that enhances what you're trying to do. So for example, if you're looking to buy a new car, that would be a great time to show you advertisements about a car. And the way Google has set up their system, they're doing a very good job at being able to determine what your interests are and when you're interested in certain things, so that they can bring that content to you. So if you go to Google and you do a search for cars, they can show you ads to the side from companies that are advertising cars. So you know, it's just a different way of looking at it. They both have their benefits, but the purpose of this is to talk about Google Plus and the benefits of Google Plus and the features of Google Plus. I want to share some of those things with you. And that's pretty much all that I have to share from this list of things that I wrote down on this sheet of paper right before we started. Yes.
Since we're on a Hangout, can we take just a second to speak to the power of Google Plus as a tool for collaboration and for promotion? You know, just the Hangout feature itself. I don't know if people realize, but you know, here we are on a Hangout, and for the audience that's watching us, we have 10 panelists. This is almost like a CNN news conference. Just think about it. You've got 10 panelists that are exchanging information to an unlimited audience. See, although there are 10 of us sharing, there are no bandwidth restrictions for the number of people that you have seated in your audience. And I want you to understand, people, that this is for absolutely your favorite four-letter word, free. It's for free, okay? There are companies that are video branding companies that sell you the rights to have a video channel. I won't mention the names of any of these companies. There are a lot of them, but they promote you having a video platform that allows you to connect and share and promote. Well, here, Google Plus, I want you to everyone to realize that Google Plus owns YouTube. Now watch this. Google Plus owns YouTube. And with a Google Hangout, you have the ability to do a number of things. This Google Hangout that we are on right now is being simulcast in 3 different places. That means that there is a simultaneous broadcast on Google Plus that you all tuned in on, and also on Leslie Samuel's YouTube channel. If you went to his YouTube channel right now, you would see this Hangout being broadcast live, not a recording, live. Now, watch this for promotion. If you have a blog site or a website, Google Plus gives you an embed code that allows you to take that embed code and stick it into into a post so that this broadcast can be shown from your website.
And to elaborate on that really quick, that is exactly what I'm doing on my iPad here. I am looking at people that are interacting right now on my blog as they are watching what we're doing right here on the blog. So that to me is very, you can see them, they're commenting. So you have people asking questions and responding and interacting based on what we're doing right now, based on what we're talking about right now. And you know what? I am so glad that you brought that up. And I want to show a few more things of Google Hangouts. I don't know if you had any more that you wanted to add in there before I showed some of the practical things that we can do.
This is your show. I'm turning it back over.
Hey, this is all about us sharing information about this amazing platform. And if you guys have things to add, feel free to add them.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's actually what Mr. Mahdi just brought up, and I was just thinking, and when you said that it's recorded, you could play it live, or you could watch it live on YouTube. Could it be recorded for somebody to watch it later? Does it?
It is being recorded right now. If you go to that blog post next year, this will be there, and you just press play, and you start to stream it.
All right, and the second thing, and this is one of the benefits of this, and you just brought it up, and I'm sort of trying to cover it. It's when you talked about the panel, because I'm doing a show back home, but I can't do it back home. I have to record it here, and it's about I'm meeting my fellows. We used to do it on Skype when it started, but then Skype you have to pay for a lot of people to be online for the video call. and we switched to one called Uvu. I don't know if anybody knows it.
Sure.
Right? And Uvu, and that just didn't go well. And then when Google Hangout started, I told my friends, I said we could try it out. So what we're doing is we have, and I think if you look at the bottom of my banner, you see my country's flag.
Yeah.
So we had and playing with the Hangout tool, you'd add your own country, and we'd meet fellow Tanzanians who are all over the world online on Google Hangout, and talk about whatever it is we want to talk. And since it's been recorded, they will pick it automatically back home and broadcast it on the TV. So and that was just very cool, and I was just baffled by the fact that it is free, like you said, it's free.
I want to share one other thing with you, and this is for people that that have a project that they want to promote. Let's just say that you have some project that's really important to you, and you're wanting to promote this to an online audience, a global audience, and you decide that you want to host a hangout with some other of your associates to discuss this project. Well, you set the hangout so that it's being broadcast from your website. Now watch this for branding. When people come to the hangout, they're going to be watching the hangout from your website. So if you have any banners in the header or in the sidebars or in the footer of your blog site that will direct people into a sales funnel or into some other funnel of additional information to give them more about your project, then not only are they seeing you, but they're seeing you on your website. It is absolutely phenomenal for boosting your credibility and putting you heads and shoulders above other people that are in your niche.
What I want to do is show you guys something, because it's not just bloggers, it's not just marketers, it's not just people that are working on people that are working on projects. It's also mainstream media. And one of the beautiful features of this now with this Hangout is that we can all watch a video together. And we're going to do that right now. Now, what's going to happen if you're on this and you've never used the YouTube app, it's going to ask you to install the app, and it'll take a few seconds. But I'm going to go ahead and click on YouTube. And it's going to open out a YouTube Hangout. Now, what it's going to do you guys see a notification to use the YouTube app?
Yeah, I saw that. So what do we do?
Okay, so go ahead and authorize it, or click on Use App or whatever it says to do. And I'm going to search for a video right now that I want us all to watch together. Let's see, here we go. Is that it? Okay. Now, really quick, do you guys see a video on your screen?
Yes.
Okay,
Alicia
good.
Keys.
Yes.
You see Alicia Keys. Now, this is Alicia Keys. Hopefully, I mean, maybe you guys all know about Alicia Keys, but she did her CD release, or her launch of her Girls on Fire album on Google Hangout. And I want us to, she made this excerpt. Press play. I'll control the video. Nobody else control it for now.
Oh, right. That's what I wanted to ask. Do you control the video?
Yeah, I'll control the video. So when I press play, what is going to happen is we're all going to be watching this video together. You're not watching it from my screen. You're watching it on your screen. And what you're going to see is how she used this Hangout to launch her video and to launch her album. And we're going to just, I'm going to scroll through some of the things. And what she did is she got people from all over the world that collaborated on this project together on a Hangout with thousands of people probably viewing live, and this is how she did the launch. Keep in mind, just watch and you'll see she is using multiple cameras that she has, plugged into her computer, and she has someone that's manning those cameras, and doing, you know, the cutting from one camera to the next. She has her studio, the output from her mixer and all that stuff coming into the Google Plus Hangout also, and it's all being mixed live. I just want you to see the potential. So I'm going to go ahead and press play. Oh, by the way, once I press play on the video, if I talk, you won't hear me unless I click on that push to talk button that's beneath the video. So if you have something to say, you would have to push on that for us to be able to hear you. So I'm going to go ahead and press.
Hey, Leslie.
Yes.
I just wanted to say.
I didn't hear anything that you wanted to say. Don't try to control the video. Just click on the thing to talk.
Oh, okay. The people watching live cannot see the video. Not just seeing us, just so you know. They don't see any of the video that you're playing.
I'm okay. I can see it.
Okay,
No.
so if you're not on the Hangout, you probably aren't seeing this video. So just bear with us for like 30 seconds. I'm just going to show a few things to the guys that are on here and talk about what's happening after. Okay, so I'm going to stop that now. Let's get out of the app. But you see the point. She has all of the people that are involved in the album all over the world. She has Maxwell in there. She has a number of people in there. And she is launching her album. You can hear it for the first time, and she's using Google Plus Hangouts to share this with the world. People are discussing it and so on. The potential for these Hangouts, it's absolutely ridiculous. And what I'll do for those that aren't on the broadcast is I'll actually post a link to that video beneath the live video, the replay video on the post, so that you can check it out afterwards if you'd like to check it out. But the potential is just absolutely amazing.
I just want to ask about what we just did. On a Hangout, when we who are on the Hangout as panelists click the YouTube application and YouTube opens up and we're able to pull up a video and watch the video, my understanding is that the greater audience, the tens of thousands, the millions of people that are watching the Hangout, watching us on the Hangout, are not able to see that YouTube. Yeah. However, if you do it if you are doing it a different way and you have something from YouTube that you want to show, then you can simply do a screen share, pull up YouTube, right? Screen share the YouTube video, and then everybody in your audience can see it.
That's true. The only problem with that is then you're using your bandwidth to play the video, and sometimes that can come over a little choppy for the people that are watching it. But that is a good alternative if you want everyone to be able to see it. So for sharing the YouTube video and just doing it within the Hangout, that can only be done with people that are in the Hangout. So if you're meeting with partners or something of that sort, then you can do that. If you want the wider audience to see it, as you just mentioned, you would have to do the screen share like I was doing all throughout.
Right. This is probably a crazy, stupid question, but when you screen share it, does it share the sound too? Because
yes.
Yes, it does, and that's not a stupid question. That's a great question. But yeah, it shares the sound also.
However, I want you to know, as Leslie was just mentioning, because you are screen sharing a YouTube video that is, YouTube has to buffer.
Yeah.
In other words, it has to take some time to pull that information up and then broadcast it. And sometimes it gets to be choppy. That's what Leslie was mentioning.
Yeah.
When you do a screen share on YouTube.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, you know, that's all I have to say about Google+. I don't know if you guys have anything else to add, any questions to ask, or anything of that sort. If people are asking specific questions for us to deal with in the chat, David, I don't know. But now is just open discussion.
I think something that we didn't talk about is authorship, which is huge. Authorship matters a lot. So
go ahead and talk about it. Tell us what it is and what it can do for you.
Okay,
And then I'll pull up an example on my screen to show.
Yeah. So authorship is basically just taking ownership of the sites you contribute to on Google+. So, which is huge. I'm an SEO guy. I like getting as much search traffic as I can get. So if you use authorship and you connect, you accept ownership of the stuff you contribute to, then when people search for your stuff, when they're searching for things in Google, then when your site comes up, in the search results, they'll see a picture of you as the author. And I've done tests with this, and it makes a massive difference on the amount of click-ins you get from Google. So it's huge.
So just to illustrate what he's talking about, I'm going to share my screen again. I just did a Google search for Leslie Samuel, okay? And when I do that, I see my interactive biology blog, which many of you know about. Some of you maybe don't know about it, but that's one of the main blogs that I run, where I teach biology to people all over the world. And when I do that search for my name, I see Interactive Biology by Leslie Samuel, and I see my face. So if you're looking for me and you see my face next to a website, most likely you're going to be more inclined to click on that link and visit the website. That's number one. But there's another feature that goes along with what he was saying in terms of search engine optimization. And I don't know what example to search for, but if you have me in your circle and you go to Google and you search for that Logitech webcam that I was talking about when I showed that search that I did before, where I was having a discussion about the webcam, one of the things that's going to show up in the social search is that I was talking about that particular webcam. So when you go ahead and do a search for it and you see that I was talking about that webcam, you're going to be more likely to click on that link to come to see what I had to say about it. So let's say you have a blog, and your blog, we're going to stick with the example of photography. It's about photography. And as a part of having a blog about photography, you're going to be talking about shutter speed and aperture and all those types of things. And you're going to be talking about that on Google+. And let's say you have an audience of people on Google+, people that have circled you on Google+, and they go to Google and they do a search for, how to select the right shutter speed. And they see that you're talking about that. That, when it comes to search engine optimization and getting traffic back to your site from the search engines, that is extremely significant. And the take-home message for me with that is, when you're on Google+, post things that are relevant to what you are blogging about, what you are trying to accomplish. Post those types of things on Google+, so that when people that have circled you do a search for that, they are going to see, or they're more likely to see the content that you've posted. And I think that's very powerful for getting traffic back to your site.
Can I ask Court a question? Court, can you share with us in simple terms? I know you're an SEO guru, right? But in simple terms.
I don't know if I'm a guru, but I do.
So in simple terms, how do you implement this thing that you call authorship? How do you implement that? Tell us how you do that. How do you take ownership? Go ahead.
Okay. Basically, here's what you do. So you have an about page on your site. Almost everybody has that anyway, so you need to have an about page on your blog, and then all of because on a blog there can be multiple authors. So the posts that you make yourself, you need to link those to your about page. So they all need to link to that about page, and the about page needs to link to your Google Plus profile. And then on your in Google Plus, there's a setting that allows you to set the sites that you contribute, you write for, you are an author for.
Okay, I'll get with you. I'll get with you after the Hangout. Yeah, I'll get with you after the Hangout. Thank you so much.
Yeah, get with me.
Just a few things to mention on that. If you go to plus.google.com/authorship, that's going to take you to a page where you can link your Google Plus profile to the content you create. And what you do is, well, one of the things that you have, that can help to speed up that process is you put your email address that's associated with your blog and click on sign up for authorship. And then you have to do some of the things that Court mentioned in terms of linking to your Google profile from your page, and there's a few steps that you have to take. I know there are a number of good articles online on how to do that. And you can also link up with Court and talk about that.
Yeah, hey, there's one more thing that I think if I share it it'll be helpful.
Yeah.
So I have there's this girl that I kind of mentor, she's just like, I collaborate with her, and she's a really high level blogger. Like, her traffic is just out of this world. Mm-hmm. And because of that, she has a contact within Google Plus who has been trying to get her to do more stuff on Google Plus. And so this contact has told her that Google authorship is going to just matter more and more and more and more and more when it comes to SEO. And so things that matter there are like what you're doing here, where you have this Hangout that people are contributing, collaborating, people are commenting on it, they're talking about it. That is the kind of stuff that's really going to matter, like, in the long run, and getting, building influence on Google Plus itself and getting people to circle you. And so, just doing stuff on Google Plus, like, as far as SEO, like, a year from now, 2 years from now, it's just going to matter more and more and more and more. So this is, this stuff's really, it matters.
Yeah, I think a good way to put that is the writing is on the wall that Google is serious about Google Plus. Yeah. And a lot of people are ignoring Google Plus now in the relatively early days because not a lot of people are on it. And what I'm saying is, not a lot of people are on it. Get on it now. Get on it now. Build now, so that when people come, you already established. When it comes to search engine optimization, Google Plus authorship, as you said, is huge, and it's gonna get bigger. Yeah. What Google is doing, Google isn't building Google Plus as a separate entity within Google. Google Plus is going to be the underlying thing that holds all of Google's properties together. So YouTube, Gmail, everything is not only just integrating with Google Plus, but Google Plus is going to be pretty much, or is becoming, the foundation on which all of this other stuff is. It's your identity within Google. And that's all of Google's properties. And I think that if you're not on Google Plus now, if you're a marketer, which I know a lot of people that are going to be watching this, a lot of people are marketers, bloggers. A lot of people are people that are trying to have influence on others and put good content out there, create content that's going to inspire others and change the world. If you're that kind of person, Google Plus is a good place to be. And now is a good time to be there.
Question, Leslie, from Sam.
Yes, go ahead.
6 out of 10 of the small pictures at the bottom have a banner identifying yourself, and in your case, the World Wide Web address. How do you do that?
Great question. With Google Hangouts, there are a number of apps that you can install to help you do all kinds of different things with Google Plus and enhance the experience. The one that we're using is called Hangout Toolbox. So if you look to the left of your screen, you're going to see View More Apps.
Yes.
And you can go ahead and add an app and look for the app called Hangout Toolbox. And when you install that, that's going to give you a number of features. It's going to give you the ability to add a lower third. It's going to give you the ability to have a smiley face and be nice and happy. It's going to, if I'm, that's kind of funny, or I don't even know what that is. You know, it gives you the ability to do all of those types of things. If I want to add sound effects, you know, I just said something, and whatever I said was so awesome, and you know, thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh.
You know, it gives you the ability to do a whole bunch of really cool things, and there are a bunch of other apps that you can use. There's Google Effects that does a whole bunch of weird things that oh, that's kind of cool.
Is there a way to set it that it doesn't sort of relay the sound or the whatever it is you're doing to other people, because it could be distracting. Like when I was editing my stuff and I was trying to change either the thing to mirror me or not, and I was thinking to myself, can everybody see this? Because if they could, and I'm the main person on the screen, that could be distracting. Is there a setting to turn that off or on?
Actually, when you were mirroring yourself, none of us knew that, because that's something that was local on your computer. When it comes to the sounds, those sounds are only played when you actually do it. So it's up to you to kind of figure out what those sounds are. And if there's, I don't find a reason to use those sounds. But if for some reason I wanted to do that, I would do a Hangout and test them out beforehand, so that when you come on the Hangout, you can know what you're doing.
Hey, Leslie, I have a question that's been submitted on the webpage, and it comes from Nick B. And Nick is asking, what is the service called that adds your picture to the Google search engine for optimization purposes?
That is called Google Plus Authorship.
Okay, and that's what Chris linked to. I see that now. Thanks, Chris, for linking to that.
There you go. Wait, you have that nice logo of yourself. I'm jealous.
Well, you know, it's just the difference between professionals and semi-professionals.
No, I want to be a professional now. So I need to fix myself, because this is just not cool. But what do you remember what size it has to be?
The one I uploaded was 128 by 128.
Okay, so let's go with 100 by 100 and see if that works.
Yeah, that'll work.
Hey, I am professional now. Oh man, that's awesome.
Hey, I got a quick question for Robert, because I noticed he has a weekly show. Is it a weekly show that you do on Hangouts?
That is correct.
What are some of the challenges you've overcome or figured out over the last? I think you have like 10 episodes now.
Yeah, we actually have 15 episodes in the can and 10 published.
Oh, okay.
Because unlike Leslie, I can't seem to be able to do this without editing. I'm trying to get on my big boy panties and get there, but I'm not there yet. So challenges that we run into. First off, let me tell you the positives.
Sure.
I'm a huge fan of the idea of being everywhere, and this medium lets me do that. We do a live show on Sunday nights. I then turn right around after the show is done. I move it from a public to a private on YouTube. I grab Jaxta and rip my own video back so that I can edit it, and then put it later on the website as an evergreen piece of content that can be there forever. And from that exact same file that I download, it automatically strips off the audio, which goes to iTunes and becomes our podcast. So It allows me to do a little bit of everything, and I really like it for that reason. Now the challenges. One, it is not where everybody is right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to kind of walk people through the process of getting into a Google Hangout sometimes. They're not 100% confident about how to do that yet. That's the first step, the first challenge. Second challenge is people aren't used to communicating on video, so they don't think about some stuff. An example, great audio is very important on a podcast, but on a video show, really, really good lighting is almost more important.
Mm-hmm.
The other item I think that's a challenge with this is if you're running any application in the background, or if you're switching to your browser to look something up, when you do that, your image is going to go fuzzy. So like right now, if you look at David's image, because he's moderating the chat sequence, his image keeps going fuzzy and clear, fuzzy and clear. And so you got to kind of prep your guest and tell them, hey, if you can, plug into a network. Don't use wireless because we need that. You're going to need that bandwidth. And second, try to shut down all of their applications so that your image is so very important and that it comes as clear as possible. Those are some of the items I think that are a challenge whenever you're doing this. And I don't want to make it sound like I don't like it because we love this medium. It is, I don't think we could do a show without it. It's just too easy to be everywhere with it.
Love it. Love it.
Okay, I got another question submitted on the wall from Roger. Roger wants to know, can you mark up the screen when you're screen sharing?
You know, that's a good question. I have not done it yet. I assume that you can. However, that's not something that you're doing within Google+. That's something you're going to have to do separately. If you are on a Mac, oh, I don't have mine in here. I have a little pen tablet, a pen and tablet that I use for making my biology videos that you can plug in. And then I use a program called, oh, wait, how about we test it out right now and see? Because I have the program. And that would be kind of cool to know. So I've opened the program. I'm going to do a screen share really quick. Show selected screen. Now, switch to pen 1. I need to set it. Okay, do you guys see me marking on my screen?
Yes.
You do?
I don't see, it's not making any marks. All I see is your cursor.
Okay, that's what I was wondering about. You know, I don't think it's going to work that way because what happens is when you do the screen share, you have to select what you want to display. So I had to say that I want that browser window to be displayed. And in doing that, I am saying only display that browser window and nothing else. So when I'm showing you my browser, if I open up my word processor or something of that sort, you don't see that. All you see is the browser. So no, that won't work as of right now unless there's an app that does that within Hangouts that I don't know about.
Okay, and then Daniel is wanting to know if the panelists can introduce themselves again, not introduce, but tell where they can find them. They're wanting to know where they can find everybody who's been talking.
Chris, can't hear you.
Hit your unmute up in the right-hand corner. Oh, he's probably on the phone or something. Well, I'll go ahead. I'm Dave Foster, and I'm from Hubsy at Hubsy.com.
Chris?
There we go. I was paying attention, but I was doing something else.
Yeah,
you can reach me at dayjobknocker.com or on Google+, since that seems to be my thing of late.
Chris Deals on Google+, or dayjobknockout.com. And then Court?
Yeah, so you can find me on, my two main businesses are the keywordacademy.com and the blogbuilders.com. or just connect with me on Google.
Okay. Lynn? Can't hear you.
Yeah, okay, cameraphotoart.com and safetopin.com.
Okay, awesome. Mohammed? Can't hear you.
Sorry about that. It's Mentor with Mahdi. If you look at the super, I just put it there, mentorwithmahdi.com. That's the best way to reach me. Yeah.
Awesome. Rita?
Okay, you can find me at easypapercrafts.com and on Google Plus now.
Oh, yeah. And Robert? Robert?
Yeah.
Yep.
You can find me at roamingstartup.com. That's where our weekly show is. And I want a lot of us have been texting each other on the chat, exchanging information. My information's out there on chat. Please group me up in a circle. It has been a pleasure to speak with all of you. And Lynn, I really want you to do my next voiceover for my show.
Awesome. And Sam?
ASSOC.com, abbreviation for associates, and that's where they can see my Christian videos and critique them.
All right. Sounds good. And Tommy?
Well, I kind of feel bad. I'm the only one with no website or blog.
That's all right. That's all right, man.
Well, for those who wonder, I am the student here, and you could find me at Google Plus, Tommy Calavarius, and on Facebook, Tommy Calavarius.
There you go.
And I just realized that for those of us who are on this panel, we've been sending text messages back and forth in the chat, and right on the person's picture, if you just hover over the person's picture below the screen and hover over their name, it will underline their name. If you just click on that, it'll take you right to their Google Plus page, and you can connect with them right then and there.
Right, okay.
One thing I do want to mention, just in case for some reason you guys are not a part of the Become a Blogger community on Google Plus, I don't know why that would be, but just for some reason, if that is the case and you'd like to be a part of the community where there's a lot of interaction happening right now, becomeablogger.com/community. Let me, since we're all into the Google Plus mode, I am going to change my URL. There you go, becomeablogger.com/community, and you can come there and interact and ask these types of questions and all that stuff.
And that, my friends, is called a shameless plug.
That is a shameless, 100% shameless plug to join the community. And if you're not on the blog, becomeablogger.com. That's the blog. And I am Leslie Samuel, just in case for some reason you don't know that. Now, what I'm wondering is if there are people that are on the blog that would want to be a part of the Hangout that are not a part of the Hangout right now. And if that's the case, you guys can go ahead and post on the blog and let us know if there are some of you that would like to. We'd have to kick some of these awesome people off for them to join. But if there's not some people that want to do it, then we'll just...
So 10 is the maximum, right?
10 is the maximum that can be on the Hangout itself.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to say thank you very much. I'm 2 hours behind you, so I'm going to go and have supper.
You do that, and thank you so much for joining us, Lynn. We really appreciate your presence, and look forward to seeing you around the Plus world.
Okay, thank you very much, and Merry Christmas to everyone.
And same to you.
Bye, Lynn.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Lynn.
Yeah, and I got to say that sitting here this whole time, I'm not gaining much Nike fuel. You can see my fuel is low. So,
yeah, we're going to wind down, I think. But I think this has been pretty informative. Yes, Tommy?
I had a question. I posted it on the chat, but I think you didn't get it. Could you have the link to your YouTube account so we could watch it later? So I could watch this later for further use or something.
Actually, just go to becomeablogger.com. And actually, if you go to becomeablogger.com/live, it'll take you to that page right now. It'll redirect you to that. And that link will always redirect you to the most recent Google Hangout that we do in the community.
All right, thank you.
My friends, it's been a pleasure sharing this panel with you. I'm going to graciously bow out. I will connect with all of you in the next day or so. Thank you so much.
Sounds good. Thank you so much to everyone, and we might as well close this down because we've been going for an hour and 40 minutes, and that's a long time.
Wow, couldn't keep track.
So thank you guys for coming. Yes, woohoo! This has been fun.
Where's that clapping hand track?
But yeah, so thank you guys all for coming. I see Jose is just joining us. You can say your hellos and your goodbyes at the same time, Jose. Are you there, Jose?
Looks like he's figuring it out.
Yeah, he's trying to figure it out. Well, yes, he's there and he's saying hi and he's saying bye. Once again, this is Leslie Salmon from becomeablogger.com. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, take care and God bless.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Peace.